dolls, and welcome back to my channel. So I just realized that when you actually go to the Sephora's website and say you search for a foundation or any product, you can actually filter it to show, say, the top sellers or the best rated products. And while some people are focused on eye makeup, I'm really focused on having a good foundation, a good base, and you can actually see that on my portfolio. Being a bridal makeup artist, I really focus on good skin, and then I just do a very simple eye makeup. That's kind of my style. So I had an idea that for this month and maybe until February, I'll be doing a series where I'll be testing out the best selling foundations at Sephora. Does that sound good? I think that it's better to test out the best selling foundations so we can really rank them and compare them instead of me just trying whatever is new at Sephora. So first up, I'm going to try this new foundation from YSL. This is actually a reformulation. They had this before. This is YSL's All Hours foundation. It's also full cover, luminous matte, all day long wear foundation. The packaging, as usual, when it comes to YSL, they really come through with the packaging. I really love the gold detail here. And this cost 76 Canadian dollars for 25 ml, which I think is one of the most expensive foundations compared to the other best-selling foundations that I'm going to try in this series. But I find that when foundations has skincare benefits, they really tend to have a high price mark. So with this one, it has hyaluronic acid, it has jasmine petals, and vegetal taurine. So maybe that's the reason why the price is quite high. And because of that price, I really have high expectations for this foundation. It also has a lot of claims. It claims to have an innovative formula that glides on seamlessly for full luminous matte coverage that feels bare. It is transfer proof, waterproof, and heat resistant. And it is infused with hyaluronic and jasmine petals that provides day after day skincare benefits. So it comes in a hefty price. It also comes with a lot of claims. So let's try it out. This foundation is water-based. The first ingredient that I saw on the list is water. So I'm also going to use a water-based primer. This is the NYX Plump Right Back primer. I'm also going to put on the description bar below what I use in my morning skincare routine, so you know what my base is. I like this primer because it's kind of tacky, so you know that the foundation will really stick onto your face. Let's go closer. So as you can see, I have hyperpigmentation on the top of my cheeks. I also have big pores, and I'm usually oily on my T-zone, dry in some other part. And I have a lot to cover because it's the time of the month and I'm breaking out. So hopefully this will cover all of that. So the consistency for this is not too like creamy. It's more liquid. Once I put it on, it instantly dripped like that. The consistency is not too thin, but it's also not too thick. I'm gonna try with the brush first on my left side. Oh yay! I think I have a perfect match. So I got the shade MN1, which is a medium neutral one. I have to warn you, this has a strong jasmine scent. When it comes to scent, I'm also quite particular to it, but if it's jasmine, I really love it. I think I didn't put a lot of product. I think I put half a pump. I like this pump though because it has a good control, but I think I need like a full pump. There you go. It blends super easily and it applies so thinly. Maybe because the consistency is not too thick, it blends so well, and yet the coverage is really good. Like, okay, let me just finish my forehead before I go up close. This is the side with the foundation and this is the side without. It looks, oh my god, I always say this now on my review and people will be like, she always say it looks skin-like. But I feel like that's a trend with these foundations. It really looks skin-like. It feels super light. I've tried the Makeup by Mario one. That's also very skin-like, but this is super light on the face. Although the Mario one is light, this barely feels like anything. It's that light. Like, I don't feel like I have any foundation on my face. Honestly, I'm a little bit confused because this is called luminous matte. So is this luminous? Is this matte? So now I kind of get what they're saying about luminous matte. It dries down pretty well. Like, it's not tacky. I know that it's not gonna slip and slide on my face. When I applied it, because it applied very thinly, really set very well. That's the word. It sets very well. It's not too matte that it makes your skin looks very dull and very flat. This is still giving you that dimension on your face because it doesn't lay flat on your face. Comparing the side with the foundation, the side without, this really covered up the redness. I can see like the very dark hyperpigmentation, but the lighter ones, it also covered that. And it covered the pimple mark I had on my chin. So far for coverage, one pump can actually already give you a medium coverage. Let's go to the other side because I still have a little. Should I try a sponge on this side? I'm gonna try a sponge on my right side. And then I'm gonna add just a tad bit for my forehead. This is my full face with the foundation. So I'm going to let this set for about 10 minutes and then we're going to test if this is really transfer proof and waterproof before I finish all of my makeup. So it has been around 5 minutes. Usually I extend it up to 10, but this feels like it's already set. It's really fast setting. So let's try if this is transfer proof. I have a tissue over here. Wow. No transfer on the other side. Yep. No transfers. Now let's try if this is waterproof. Let's pretend. Let's pretend we cried. Oh my god. If this is waterproof, this would really be in my bridal kit for sure. I think you need to set this before it becomes waterproof. Like, you can easily see the streak of water. I'm not gonna say this is waterproof. I don't think it's waterproof. Like, you can really see the streak there. I close one light. Oh wait, like, can you still see the streak? I guess it's waterproof. It had that streak, so it made like the foundation kind of milky because it turned a little white, but it didn't actually fade away. Like, I feel like it's still there. Like, that's still not my skin, that's still the foundation, but it made it milky. I think I'm gonna set this first and then do the water test again. So I'm just going to finish my makeup and I'll be back. So I'm back. I finished my makeup. I didn't have any problems with it when it comes to my cream products, my powder products. All the products that I put on top just glided very smoothly. The base didn't move. It really sets very well. So far this foundation is really performing well, which is also kind of sad because this is 75 Canadian dollars. I'm ready to like return it because it's so expensive, but I even think that this will be part of my bridal kit if this is still performing this well after the 4th hour and after the 8th hour. But before the wearability test, let's do a photography test. So now that we're done with the photography test, we're going to see how this wears throughout the day. I'm going to update you on the 1st hour first, just to see if this foundation will oxidize on me, and then the 4th and the 8th hour to see how it wears throughout the day. So I went downstairs. This is not studio light, this is natural light. It's very snowy here in Toronto, so it's not really very sunny. And I am surprised that I actually love this more on natural light. This foundation looks very natural. It didn't sink into my pores. It didn't sink into my texture. And usually with matte foundation, it looks very dry on my face. And because this foundation really applied thinly on the face, look how skin-like the foundation looks. And I have been saying this throughout the video, it feels very, very light. And it looks very, very light. I don't want to love this so much. It's 75 Canadian dollars, but so far, even on natural light, I'm really loving this foundation. So this is the 4th hour. I can see that some of the foundation faded on the side of my nose, a little on my chin, and on this part. But I know the culprit. That's because I have been wiping my nose because it's super cold here in Toronto. It's snowing so hard, and I have been wiping my nose. So I know that this is transfer proof, but I wasn't just tapping my nose. I was like really wiping it. So I know that it would remove the foundation. This, I think my daughter touched, so it went away. But on the side where I didn't touch my face, especially on my right side, it looks pretty good. Like the coverage is still there and my face feels so smooth to the touch. I also noticed that this foundation really reflects so well on photos and on video. So I think that if you have special occasions, especially for bridal or for weddings, if you're a guest or if you're an actual bride, I think that this foundation is good to have because it really reflects so well on photos and on videos. Like I look like I have really, really good skin and I'm just using my phone to take this video. And let me just tell you, I went outside to buy a lotto ticket and I got ID'd, and I have never been ID'd for the longest time. And I think it's really because I was wearing this foundation, and this foundation is just giving me good skin. On the 4th hour, I'm still loving this foundation. So I'll update you on the 8th hour and see how it wears throughout the day. Hey dolls, I'm back and it's the 8th hour and this is how my face is looking like. I'm a little bit oily in the top of my forehead, a little bit on the side of my cheeks. Do an oil blotting sheet test. But actually that's not a lot. And when I powdered very lightly on the side of my face. I didn't powder like this part because I really want to see how long wearing this foundation is. After blotting my face with the blotting sheet, this is all the oil that I got. Actually not too bad. And the foundation looks very fresh again. So now that I've seen how this foundation performed on my skin for 8 hours, I think that I'm ready to give you my final thoughts about this foundation. And here are my pros about this foundation. First, I really like that it's seamlessly blended on my face. It was so easy to blend, it was so easy to apply, it sets very quickly, and it feels very bare on the skin. And you heard me say that word throughout the video because it's truly very light on the skin. I also like that even though it's a matte foundation, it didn't highlight the texture on my face. I also like that it is available in 40 shades, so it's very inclusive and it is transfer proof. Let me just check if it's still transfer proof after like 8 hours. Just do here. Yes. Still. Yep. Very transfer proof. You can see a little color here, but I'm pretty sure it's because of my bronzer. But yes, it is transfer proof. When it comes to coverage, it just gives like a very natural medium to full coverage. What I really like about this foundation is that it registered really well on camera, either in photos and videos. If you are a makeup artist, you know how very important it is to have a foundation that registers really well on camera, especially with my industry being in the bridal business, because photos and videos are my clients' keepsake, and that's the reason why they would hire us, to really look good in the camera. So having a good foundation that really registers well on videos and photos are very, very important to makeup artists. So I really appreciate that with this foundation. Now for my cons, you know that my first con would be the price. It is quite hefty at 75 Canadian dollars for 25 ml, and it's quite heavily scented. Like, I don't personally mind the scent of it because it is jasmine and I love that scent, but I know that a lot of people are sensitive to scent, and with this I didn't even have to pump the foundation out to smell the scent because it's that heavily scented. Also, although it is very long wearing for the most part, I just didn't like how it didn't fade. What I meant by that is I want my foundation to fade from like full coverage to medium coverage to light coverage. But with this foundation, I find that some spots have a thinner coverage, some parts have a medium coverage, some parts have full coverage. So it's kind of spotty in a way. It's not too visible, but when I look at my face very closely, I could see some patches like over here, and I initially thought this was because my daughter is holding my face, but on the 8th hour I see more patches without the foundation, like here and here. So I think that for this to be really long wearing, you really need to set it with powder and set it with setting spray. I also didn't think it is waterproof because when I tested it out, it made the foundation milky. So even though it didn't really wipe off the foundation completely, I just don't think that that claim is 100% true. Let's see if we can do it again and do a water test again. Maybe let's put it where I have like a good coverage, like on this side. Ooh. Yeah, I don't think it is waterproof. I can really see that streak. So it is not waterproof. But overall, since this foundation really looks so good on videos and in photos, and I really love how it feels, I still love this foundation. And I think that I would recommend this foundation when you have a special occasion to go to, when you know that you'll be in front of the camera. And I think that it would suit most skin types because even though it's matte, it didn't actually cling to the texture of my skin. So I think people with dry skin would still appreciate this foundation. And if you're oily, just make sure not to skip putting on a setting powder because although it controlled my oil, I still got a little oily on the 8th hour. On my next video for this best-selling foundation at Sephora series, I'll be reviewing the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear Care and Glow. This is also claiming to be an all-day wear foundation. It is claiming to have a 24-hour healthy glow skincare foundation. So I'm very intrigued by this foundation as well. And this is also fairly new from Lancome. So make sure you like this video, make sure you subscribe, and you hit that notification bell so you'll always be updated once a new video is out. So thank you so much again, dolls, for watching my video. I'll see you on my next one.